Hello, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I'm Pastor Joe Fox. Yeah, I read today that Russia put some limits on the amount of cash that could be withdrawn from banks in Russia. We've seen this before, right? We've seen it in Greece and Iceland and other places, and it's Cyprus. It's coming here. It's coming here. You know it is. Everybody talks about the economy, despite the lies that were evidently told in the State of the Union back in the U.S. yesterday, last night, I guess. Come on, you know what's coming in the economy. Everybody does. The bigwigs know. That's why they're taking steps. They're buying gold and silver and things like that. And guess what? That's what you should be doing too. And I'm going to talk to you again about finances. Hey, Pastor Joe is not a financial guru. I am not rolling in the dough, so this is my one man's opinion given to other men and women to listen to, evaluate, and then do what you want. But here's the deal. I do not think you should be holding excess cash because I think you're going to wake up with little or no warning, and your cash is going to be worth less, worth significantly less to the point where it is worthless. And so holding it isn't going to do you any good. And so what you should do with your cash is take care of your preparedness needs. You should spend most of your cash. I'm not saying don't keep a little nest egg, for emergencies or something like that, but you should not be holding large amounts of cash. And so you need to spend it to get ready for what's coming down the pike. Now, got to be smart about that, right? You don't want to squander your entire future. But let me give an example of what I did, and maybe you should consider this. I had a 401k from my previous job where I worked, and it was fairly healthy. I mean, it wasn't anything, super to write home about, but it was a good 401k. And I thought, you know what? They're going to steal that. They're going to tap into my 401k. They're going to tax it. They're not going to let me have it. They're going to increase the date when I can take it out. And so now while the getting's good, I'm going to withdraw the entire thing. And so I pulled out my 401k last year. And I had to pay, I think, check this yourself if you're interested in doing it, but I think I had to pay a 20% penalty or a 10% penalty and a 20% tax or something like that. But, I took a significant hit on the amount of money I had in there, and I gave it to Uncle Sugar. But here's what I thought. At least now I have the money, and they can't take it. And so what did I do with that money? Because, it was more than $20, right? Well, I'm building my home with that cash, the home that I plan on living in, mortgage-free. And so, maybe you should consider doing something like that yourself, or buying that piece of land, or drilling that well, having that well drilled, or something like that. But I really don't think you should be holding on to a whole lot of cash, and I don't think your 401k is safe. So there's that. I know some of you who are financial geniuses will be going, oh, you're crazy, don't listen to that madman. He told you himself he doesn't know anything about finances. Well, I'll tell you what, very soon I'm going to have a house paid for, on land, paid for, surrounded by other people on the same land with houses that are paid for. So who's the crazy man? Something else that you should put your money into after you have taken care of, everybody should have at least a year's worth of food. You should have at least a year's worth of food stored up for you and yours. You should have all the basic survival supplies, and I'm not talking gadgets, people. I'm talking, shovels and rakes and chicken coops and wire and fencing and, homesteading, long-term survival stuff. But once you've taken care of that, if you still have excess cash, I highly recommend you put it into silver and or gold. Because when this dollar evaporates, silver and gold relatively will hold their value and will skyrocket in terms of dollars. And so really look at buying that. And it's getting hard to buy those things now. It's hard to find it in some places. And if you do buy your silver or gold, make sure that you take personal possession of it. I have another video in the early days, showing you one way to cache silver to hide your assets. You don't want to keep it in your house, in the bedroom, in the sock drawer. That's dumb. But you also don't want to keep it in a bank. So bury it somewhere or something similar. But put your money into something useful for you, and if you have excess money still after you do that, then put it into hard assets. So I really recommend that. Another thing I was thinking about today, I've been living in a 7-foot by 17-foot trailer for the last year, and I've learned a lot about myself and about things and about what we need. and I have occasionally visited my home at High Prairie Acres during that last year. And when I go there, it feels obscenely large. I mean, this room feels obscenely large. This is like huge, right? And wow, I could probably put, I don't know, I say this, whenever I'm sitting in a hotel in some far-flung region of the world, how big the hotel room is compared to where I live, and that's true. But, you don't need all your stuff. And so if you need to generate some income, consider selling it. Sell it now while people are willing to buy it, because once the crunch comes, nobody's going to want to buy that extra set of pottery, that extra set of china, that cool little statue that you really don't even like, that you just have sitting on your coffee table or something. And you could probably sell that thing for 30-50 bucks. And you could spend that 30-50 bucks on rice and beans. I mean, think about that. But now you can sell it. Now the internet's up. Now you can get on eBay or whatever. So you should consider getting rid of stuff, divesting yourself of some of your possessions, which you don't need anyway. Use that money and buy yourself another set of boots. So simplify. Consider your cash reserves in whatever form they are. Stocks, bonds, mutuals, your IRA. Consider getting out of that now, this week. Again, that's just me. But, I felt it laid on my heart to tell you. So if that was the straw that pushes you over the edge and you go and do something positive with your money, good on you. And I will see you out there.